when we're talking about a perceived threat, it's anything, right? There could be anything. If somebody's having an experience or an interaction or something has just happened, they've even noticed something that is a perceived threat or is a recollection of a past traumatic experience. There are 5 different ways now, they're saying 5 different ways now that we often respond to that. And those can be fight, flight, freeze, fawn, and flop. The fight part is, I'm gonna go to war. I'm gonna make sure that I'm not harmed by fighting against everything that comes my way. The flight part is, I'm gonna run. I'm just gonna take off. A lot of the time it doesn't even make sense because the threat in that moment isn't actually a physical threat in the moment, but it's something that reminds you of that. So you might just wanna like run away or withdraw, or maybe a combination of both. Maybe I'm gonna make a jab at you, like hurt this relationship so that you'll leave me alone and I can go run away and hide. The freeze part is, I forget what I need to say. My brain's not working. I can't recall the things I know that I know. Sometimes it can look like physical paralysis. We're just stopped. We're not even moving. We might even just slow down, but we're just frozen in that moment. The fawn response is the one that I see a lot that unintentionally gets reinforced because it looks like really socially appropriate behaviors. It's excessive politeness, it's rigid rule following, it's caretaking of other people. I wanted to make sure that you're okay and you know that I love you so that you will make sure not to hurt me, right? And that can happen a lot. And then the flop one is just, I have no energy left. This is so difficult for me. I'm just gonna flop on my bed and sleep, right? It could look like that. I think it's important for us to normalize that those are automatic responses. We don't have a choice about how we respond. Some of it is like our genetic makeup. It's the way we were raised, the types of families we were in, like how did people respond, or what is your genetic predisposition to responding this way? Your body and your brain just do it. And you might not like that your body just does this, but these things are adaptable and they keep us safe. They just kind of take over our lives when our reactions keep happening uncontrolled and we don't have another way to move through a difficult experience. I've noticed that for some of the teens that I've worked with, they end up feeling pretty guilty about the way that their brains and their bodies just react to something because it's not something that is objectively scary to anyone else, but for them, it might be something just as simple as a smell of a particular meal could cause them to have that sort of reaction. And they're not expecting it. And everybody else is like, what's going on with you? And they're noticing that perhaps this isn't happening for anybody else, but their brains and their bodies are reacting so strongly to that. It's not until afterward when they're like, oh, maybe I realized that actually was a trigger for me. And so when we're able to start to see those patterns, that's something we do in treatment, is we start to notice the patterns and then help predict when they're coming up. We don't want to just help people avoid things that are going to cause those responses. We want to help them recognize that they can continue to live life when those things come up, normalize the response and recognize that it can move more quickly through you if you're letting it, and that you're actually more empowered when you know more about how your brain and your body work than if you're just trying to perform the way you think you're expected to perform because everybody else doesn't have a problem with this, then I shouldn't either. It's better for us to recognize this is me, this is how my brain and my body work, and so because of that, I know I need to do this.